How are we doing? It is episode 65 of Franco's World. Thanks for tuning in today. Interesting episode today. It's just me, myself, and I. You get to hear my monotonous voice for 30 minutes. No interruptions. All right? I do have one ad, baseballlegendapparel.com. Use promo code FRANK with a K out checkout for 10% off your final purchase. Hats, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, leggings for the ladies. There's onesies for babies. There's a bunch of cool stickers you can put on your laptop. Okay, I got a couple on there. Even if you don't like baseball, there's some cool art stuff on there. So give it a look-see. Use promo code FRANK with a K at checkout. 10% off your final purchase. Do it. Do it. And remember, this is only an exhibition. This is not a competition. Please, no wagering. All right, so today's episode, I want to start out by talking about this. It's 30 minutes, just me. I'm all by my lonesome, okay? Let me backtrack. I want to give a shout out to Joey and Tim, Clyde and Claire. Thank you guys. You guys were great. Okay, I'm going to interview more comics. That's the plan. I like talking to fellow jokesters. Okay, I just want to extend another thank you to them. Colleges. I want to talk about colleges right now. University of Alabama reports over 560 coronavirus cases since classes resumed. 560. Now, these people are going to be considered, less at risk. I think the majority of college students are, 18 to 21, 22. Pretty peak healthy age range there. All right, as long as they don't have any pre-existing conditions and what have you. A lot of those kids are still in shape. And so we got over 560 cases. This will not be this is not an outlier, okay? This will be a steady increase in news stories we see about this. There will be a bunch of colleges that have this issue. And West Virginia, I will say this, WVU will be one of them. So I hate to break it down to you seniors like this, but to you seniors, and I know I sound like a Texas football coach, you seniors out there, okay? Okay, so you seniors, you thought class of 2019, whatever last year's class be class of 2020. You thought class of 2020 had it rough. You guys, class of 2021, you're gonna have it even worse. So I'm glad you got acclimated with the online learning last year, because that's what you're gonna be doing this year. All right, it's not good. So get mad at your colleagues, get mad at your fellow classmates for doing things out of line. Get mad at them for holding these massive ragers. Okay, I'm not saying you can't party. Party with your roommates. You live with them for a reason. You probably like them. All right. So we're doing these massive blowout parties, Project X style, like we did when I was in college. Okay, but that also wasn't during a global pandemic. I was there for the 2012 Baylor riots. No, wait, 2012 Baylor. Wait, no, no, I wasn't. The 2014 Baylor riots. Sorry, excuse me. I wasn't there for 2012. 2014 is when I started. I was there for that. Okay, I was walking around the streets. I got pepper sprayed or tear gassed or what have you. I know what it's like. Okay, so get mad at your fellow students for going out there and messing around. But this is not an outlier. University of Alabama, 560 cases since classes resumed. Here's what's going to happen at colleges. They're going to show up. You're going to have 2 weeks of classes. You're going to do welcome week is great, okay? And you're going to try to make welcome week happen as students. You're going to try to make the most out of welcome week. I get it. You want to have fun. But these decisions are going to lead you to going back home with mom and dad. All right, it's happening at UNC. North Carolina's already doing it. And North Carolina's being jerks about it, okay? Because the date to get a refund on whatever down payment, housing, tuition, whatever, okay, a meal plan and everything, the date to get a refund was also the same date that they wanted you, that they sent the emails out to people, I believe, or it was the date that they had to move out. One of the two. I believe it was the date that they actually sent the email. So essentially, depending on when you got that, maybe you're in class and maybe you're working, maybe you're an athlete or whatever. All right. By the time you get that, you probably missed the deadline already. So North Carolina is just taking all of your money. And that's what this is, okay? Is colleges especially. It's just all one big cash grab. It is insane to me. Okay? I was having a good conversation with my good friend. We'll just call him GD. That's his name. We'll just call him GD. And it's all and he and I are in agreement that if you don't have a really strong idea of what you want to do in your professional future, look into going into trade school, look into to just straight up working, okay? Because or just go to the cheapest option possible. If you think, well, maybe I should just get a back pocket degree, go to an incredibly cheap school, okay? Because I'll use my university in particular. They're starting to price out the natives of the state. West Virginia's not known for being a state that has a bunch of money. And you got kids, so this promise scholarship thing, I don't even know if it's a thing anymore, where it was like guaranteed you get to go to school if you got a certain score in your ACT. All right. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I haven't heard about it. All right. I also don't follow people that are like that young. So maybe it is a thing. I don't know. Either way, they're pricing people out. Costs are going up and up and up. And the university is just becoming like a big business. That's essentially what it is. It's a big business. And, you got the president, you got Gordon Gee spending millions of dollars to fly from Morgantown to Charleston on his private jet or his chopper. All right, just because he's a good PR guy and he has his nice little bow ties and he's the face of university. He's a great face of the university. All right, business wise, I think there's a reason he's been bounced out of a couple different colleges. That's just me. Now back to coronavirus and colleges. It's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. Okay, and we love that American optimism of we can overcome this disease. All right. Well, we're not really taking the steps to do it. We're not really doing that. Either way, I'm very, very tired of this thing being a political issue. I'm a corona believer. Don't listen to the show if you hate me. I don't care. All right. I probably don't want you as a listener anyway. I'm a corona believer. But I just hate how this whole thing has been politicized. And it's I guess I'm gonna politicize it right now. I love being hypocritical, but like, how hard is it for the president to just be like, hey, you know what? Let's do the guidelines here. Let's just follow the guidelines. And he's not doing it. So speaking of politics, we had the RNC and the DNC, the Republican National Convention, Democratic National Convention, that just happened past week or so. If you take time out of your day to watch either of these, you are a moron. Okay? You are seriously, you're going to sit here as opposed to doing something productive. And you're going to sit here and listen to talking heads or people with sob stories. And granted, they're sad, but they're always like, listen, my son or daughter has this problem. And this politician took time out of his day to talk to him or her. Doesn't that humanize this guy? Doesn't that humanize this person, that's going to inevitably make terrible decisions that impact the lives of millions negatively no matter what? Doesn't that make him a little bit more likable than the other guy? Come on, join my team. No Democrat's ever going to watch the RNC and go, you know what? I'm jumping ship. I'm doing it. President Trump talked to a coal miner in West Virginia. I didn't see Biden do that. I'm jumping. Nobody on the RNC is ever watching Biden talk to the little kid with the stutter. And he's like, you know what? Biden overcame a stutter. He still stumbles around words. Now we just blame it on dementia and not the fact he had a stutter for most of his life. It was nice of him to talk to that little boy. I'm jumping. I'm doing it, baby. I'm going to the DNC. No one is ever going to do that. I mean, are we serious? And I really wish the pandemic wasn't going on because I love watching the debates and stuff like that just for like, just because they're moronic. I mean, it's incredible to me. And the conventions are probably more fun to watch whenever they're not doing Zoom interviews. Like, the conventions are a ton of fun when you got people with signs with a red Illinois sign jumping up and down. They're like, yeah, he believes in me. Yeah. Like if Biden wins, the guy from Illinois, like he had something to do with it. You know, I held the sign. I did it. Yeah. It's moronic, man. I mean, I've said that word a billion times, but I have no other word to describe it other than moronic. No one is ever going to change their mind. I mean, the people that believe in the president now, that's their guy. There's literally nothing. If they all this stuff that's been said about him and everything, if they have not jumped from that ship, okay, so the cruise is coming in, and you're like, oh, here's this cruise line. Do we really want to take it? And like all these people hear about all the negative things. It's like, well, a bunch of passengers got sick on this cruise. This cruise has known to sink every now and again. This cruise is known for filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Well, you know what? I'm still gonna buy a ticket. They're not gonna leave the cruise now. Okay? If anything, they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to double down. I'm going to stay longer. I'm not even going to work for this cruise line. I don't know. All right? No one's ever going to change their mind about this. So let's just shut up and let's just get back to joking around. That's all that really matters. Reality is a suggestion. I learned that from the History of Hyenas podcast. Reality is a suggestion and jokes are jokes. Okay? But still, I mean, no one is ever going to be like, oh, Joe Biden, what a great guy. He called my niece on her birthday. I'm jumping over. I'm jumping to the DT. No one's going to do that. So these conventions are dumb. Now, regular conventions, comic conventions, Comic-Con or whatever, I'd watch that on TV. I'd watch people walk around, in costumes. That took time and effort, and those are real people. And those people won't defend insurance agencies that will leave you dead and penniless, which is a real issue. If you want to talk about real issues, medical insurance is a big issue. What else is a big issue? I think drugs are a big issue in the country right now. Yeah, we have a racial divide in the country that needs to be addressed. We got a lot of issues going on domestically, and the only thing we worry about right now is like, well, our numbers are better than South Korea's numbers, but like they're not. So that's what we're worried about right now. I mean, what do we have, like 1 million cases of coronavirus? What are we doing? And this brings me to another point. Why in the middle of a pandemic, worst of its kind, partially on us, partially on the government, are our leaders taking a vacation? They're in recess in the summer during a pandemic? That's not good. You what? I mean, the kitchen is on fire. We're cooking up burgers, the kitchen is on fire, and the chef has left the building. What are we doing here? Like, why are the leaders just dipping out? That doesn't make sense to me. What have they done to warrant a vacation? You know who deserves a vacation? The server at the restaurant at half capacity that had to take a pay deduction. Okay, they had to switch positions in the restaurant. They can't afford rent. Okay? They're working overtime. They don't get a vacation to barely keep their head above water. But Tom, Dick, and Harry in the the Senate, they're going on a trip to Turks and Caicos? That seems weird to me. That's kind of odd, wouldn't you say? Point I'm trying to make is political parties are dumb. Join my party, the Franco's World Party, which is also called Welcome to the. So that way, whenever I'm on the debates, they say, and Franklin Miller from the Welcome to the Party. See? That's pretty funny. Tom Brenneman is probably going to be fired. He was suspended. He's the announcer for the Cincinnati Reds, and he does Fox football. He said an F word, but not the one that rhymes with muck. He said the other one. It's kind of a slur. I'm not going to say it. I don't say that word. That's just me. He said that on air, and during his apology, the Reds hit a home run, and it is top 10 funniest things I've seen in the past year. I mean, he's like, I'm a man of faith, and I don't know if I'll ever work again. And there's a high drive to left center field, home run Reds for Castellanos, 4-0. I don't know if I'll ever work again for Fox. He just, oh man, and all the tweets and stuff like that where people are doing their own. I had my own version. It did all right. I was just like, and much like my career, that ball is out of here. I should have done that, or he should have said that. But there's people that's like, the world outside is crumbling around me. Ball outside, 2-0. And I'm back. My Wi-Fi cut out. It is what it is. I'm not used to this. So I posed a question on my Instagram story. I said, what are your, what's a routine that you have? What's something you're oddly particular about? Because I'm a very meticulous guy. I have a lot of things I like done a certain way. I have these weird rules I make up in my head, and I get mad when other people don't follow them. Yet I don't say what they are. So really, it's kind of like null and void. It doesn't really matter. You know? Everyone has their own nightly routine, maybe, or early morning routine, whatever. Life is all about routines for a lot of people. Like, I know for me, I can't get into my bed unless I shower. Like, I cannot get into the bed with the clothes that I wore in the outside world. That is disgusting. Clean bed, absolutely tarnished by the clothes that you wore outside. That's crazy. Take a shower. Just do it. Do it. I'm very meticulous in the shower too. Like, I have to rinse my whole body off. Okay, I do that, and then I moisturize. Or no, I wash my hands first. I have soap in there. You wash your hands. People forget to wash your hands whenever you're in the shower. That should be the first thing you wash, because you're taking the outside grossness, things that you touch, and you're bringing them into the shower with you. We're trying to get clean. So wash the hands first. Okay. After you rinse off, then I do my facial scrub. Then I do whatever I'm going to do with my hair that day. Maybe it's a shampoo conditioner day. Maybe it's just a shampoo day. Maybe it's just soap day. Okay? Sometimes, every now and again, I'll just put soap in there, because you're not supposed to put shampoo in your hair every day, And then I'll wash the left side of my body first and the right side of my body first. That's not weird that I split my body in two during shower time. And then that's my routine. And then after I'm done, I dry off. I let my pores close up because the water's so hot. It opens the pores up. I close those up, and then I put my moisturizer on before I go to sleep. I'm not trying to have wrinkles. My sister has told me these tricks of the trade, and she doesn't have wrinkles. She's also addicted to Botox. So maybe that has something to do with it. Either way, that's kind of my shower routine. I have one more routine, but I'll share that with you after I read a couple of these. I got 3 or 4 weird things people are particular about. Because let's face it, we're creatures of habit. We're very adaptable, but we do have these habitual instincts. And humans are just weird in general. We need to embrace. It's fun being weird. We should embrace the weird things, the things that make us unique. 7 billion people in this world. You got to stand out somehow. So one person said, there must always be a plan. Well, that's vague. So I'm assuming this person's very, just has to plan out every 5 seconds of their life. I was hoping for something more general, not general, something more direct than that, not something general. There must always be a plan. So does that mean you're watching TV and you're like, I'm going to watch 5 minutes of this and then I'm going to flip over and then I'm going to watch the last 15 minutes of this? I don't know what necessarily you're saying there when you say there must always be a plan. Okay. IM says, can't have notifications on my phone. Hate them, he says in all caps. Hate them. I hate them too. I always clear notifications on my phone. There's some that I'll leave up. I may have over 7,000 emails on the bottom thing on the Gmail thing that I have not touched. I'm a busy guy, I'm wheeling and dealing. It's all business, and it's totally not spam things that I've signed up for the past decade. It's totally just business. Let's see. I have Skype notifications, Xbox notifications. I've been on there in a long time. LinkedIn notifications, Snapchat, Twitter notifications, and I got message notifications. Okay, so Ian, maybe I can't relate to you there, buddy. But it doesn't matter. Because I'm the same way. I was about to harp on my sister because my sister has well over 20,000 emails that she has never read. But I'm on the same path. I have over 7,000. So I guess I'm not better than her in that sense. Let's see here. What else we got? PH, says, I turned the tab on my beer can because I think it might cut my lip. That's interesting. Maybe you have this, oh no, follow up. I have never cut my lip, but if I don't turn it, I feel like I might. You don't know what you don't know. It's scary. I understand these routines and habits that we have. They're scary to take a leap outside of that, even if it's something as simple as turning your beer tab to the side so you don't cut your lip on it. All right. Good to know. But again, fire these at me. The story will be up on my Instagram story at francosworld_. I'm curious. I might get back to you and I might debate how dumb your ideas are. And I might share with you my ideas that are significantly better than yours. For example, I have a routine that I do every year on October 15th. It is something I have done every October 15th for the past half a decade at least. What I do is I go to the local grocery store, local CVS, something, and I get my flu shot. Okay? I get my flu shot on October 15th to 17th. I say right around there. 15th to 17th every year. The reason for that being is it takes 2 weeks for the flu vaccine to fully kick in. So by October 31st, when Hallows Eve rolls around, I'm squared away. I'm good to go. I'm ready to go to these parties. I'm ready to wear 5 different costumes. I'm there. I think the reason I do this is because I had the flu on Halloween one time when I was a kid. And I woke up from a fever dream with the Halloween Michael Myers theme playing. And I had to have done something traumatic in my brain to where I don't ever want to experience this ever again. So I always get my flu shot on October 15th. And I have this routine down to a science. It is a beautiful art when I'm in there. And they should honestly play some sort of melodic, I don't know, theater type music, some sort of music that you would hear in like a Hans Zimmer score or something like that, something poetic but also triumphant, because I have this routine that is just so beautiful to watch. So I go in there October 15th every year and I ask, can I get a flu shot, please? And they're like, okay, do you have insurance? I said, yeah, thank God. For at least one more year, I have one. I have insurance. And I give them that. And most of the time it's free. I think one year I paid like $20, but maybe I handed them the wrong card. But it's free. And thank you to my parents for having health care of some capacity. And, they're like, oh, you want right arm or left arm? And I say, you know what? Give me right arm this year. And I act like, normally I'm a left guy, but I'm doing right arm this year. And I do that because it's my dominant arm and it'll be worked out the most, because your arm hurts when you get a flu shot. Something about it. It pain, muscle soreness. So, I'm sitting there and I have my sleeve rolled up or maybe like half my shirt off or something like that. And I always say the same stuff to him to act like I don't know what I'm already talking about, but I already know everything I'm talking about when it comes to the flu vaccine. Like I'm making this pharmacist like seem like they're sort of like instilling some sort of wisdom on me, even though I already know like what type of strains of the flu this vaccine is going to cover. Because it's like, oh, well, it's not going to be what happened last year because you built up immunity to that. We're going to guess it's going to be a combination of these 2 strains for next year. Look that up. Okay? And I'd tell them like, yeah, I heard that if you get it in the middle of October and by the time Halloween rolls around, when the peak of flu season starts taking off, you're already covered. And they're like, yeah, you're right. That mid-October is probably the best time to get it, And then I get some sort of positive thing in my brain, sort of like some sort of reaction whenever a gambler wins and something lights off in my brain and fires off, and I'm just like, oh, I'm right again. Yes, I love being right all the time. And then they inject it into my arm, and as soon as they do that, I start flexing my like arm or whatever muscle. It's in the upper. It's it's near the shoulder, in between the shoulder. It's not the bicep, but it's in like the shoulder region. So you gotta flex the arm, and then I'm massaging the arm, anything to get it rolling. Anything to get the soreness out. And then I say, so I'm gonna walk around for 20 minutes and just standard issue stuff, so I don't pass out in the store, right? And they start laughing like, yeah, just walk around and check in when you're done. I say, great, thanks. Honestly, in my mind, that's a ploy to just make sure that the grocery stores stay in business. They want me to buy things. I get it. But I also map out my grocery store visits with my flu shot. So I automatically have to get things. So I'm not just wandering around the store, not just standing in the bread aisle for nothing. And then when the 20 minutes rolls around, I look at my phone or check my watch, and I walk past them. I chuck up the deuce. I walk past them. I say, hey, I'm out of here. And they said, okay, see you. Have a good day. And that's it. I mean, that is my flu shot routine. I like, it's like I have these weird little rituals that I do and stuff like that. What else do I do that's weird? I always turn the signal when I'm leaving my driveway, even though there's like no cars where I'm at. I just always do it, just a habit. I like to do it. I'm turning out of my own driveway, but I put my signal on. It's weird. We're all weird. Embrace the weirdness. So, let's see here. Couple things. Couple just random things I want to talk about for the last few minutes here. We need to start. Obviously I need video. But my internet is so bad that I can't get anything. Like I can't upload any videos. It is that bad. I need to start a YouTube channel for the podcast, or I do like Franco's clips, Franco shorts. I don't know what I'd call it. Franklin's 5-minute fiestas. I don't know what I'd call it. People like alliteration. And it's just because like the clips are always popping off. I mean, like, so JRE obviously was the first one to do that, in my mind, was the first one to do the clips. And these clips have millions of views, let alone the episodes themselves have millions of views, but the clips have millions of views. And then Tim Dillon does clips. Flagrant 2 does a really good job of doing clips. That's Andrew Schultz. And so, I just like, if it's either adapt or die, you got to do the things that people are doing that are popping off. And yeah, it's cool to like go your own way, or maybe just be like, no, that ain't for me. It's just like, well, do you want to get views or not? Like, do you want to grow whatever it is you're doing or not? Everyone's got to swallow a pride pill at some point. I just did mine early. Anyways, let's do one more thing. I want to talk about here. I have a fact for you today. And maybe I do this a weekly thing. Maybe I bring a little fact. Franklin's fact of the week. How about we do that? Doesn't that sound fun? Doesn't that sound like something a grown man would do on their show? Okay. The fact of the day is the Akron Zip mascot is one of very few. I sound like I'm in Romania, Transylvania, Dracula. I met a Romanian guy. Oh, okay. I'll get to that in a second. No, wait. I'll tell the Romanian guy story. So I'm in Spain. I'm playing basketball with all these kids. It's like a perfect mural of what America thinks it is. Multicultural. Everybody's from a different location on Earth, and it's great. We're all playing basketball, kicking soccer ball. Little kids are running around, stuff like that. Teenagers being cool. Ha ha ha. I'm in the corner. I don't want to play. I'm too cool for school. Whatever. I'm 24. I'll play with the kids. And this guy is talking to my dad, and he was from Romania, and he's talking to me about Dracula, as he said, not Dracula, as we always say, Dracula. And Dracula was actually a real guy. He wasn't a vampire. Okay, that's a common misconception with Dracula folklore. He wasn't a real guy. So Dracula was actually like a very, strict, very, very ruthless war general, something about Romania, Transylvania War, something. And what he would do was he would drink his enemy's blood after he killed them. And so that's where the whole story of Dracula the vampire with the drinking the blood comes from. And that guy from Romania taught me that. Watch it. No, it's Romania. Romania is Transylvania's in Romania, right? This is also why I need a producer, right? I'm looking at the corner of my wall, right? Dracula. Franco's fact of the day, other than that, is I had two today. The Akron Zip mascot is one of the very few female mascots in the country. The Akron Zip mascot, Zippy, is the name, and it is a kangaroo. Akron Zip. And I don't think kangaroos are native to Akron, Ohio. So I don't know why they have that, but they have that. I met a kangaroo one time in this little tiny, it's like a mini zoo in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It was outside Allentown, Pennsylvania. And these kangaroos, you could just walk near them. They had a whole walkway. I didn't think that was very sad. I thought kangaroos were kind of like an aggressive animal. But these things are jacked. They are huge. They have amazing pecs. They have amazing, I think they got a little ab action, but their biceps are wild. And that tail, they stand on the tail and like kick out. So the tail's got to be all muscle also. It's probably like an alligator. It can probably just knock you out cold with the tail. Kangaroos are wild, man. I'd love to hold a Joey one day, little baby. That's just something, I got to cross off my list. In the meantime, thank you for listening to today's episode. Keep all those questions and answers coming, because I finally asked one, even though it was this morning and no one really participated because I asked it 2 minutes before I filmed the rest of recorded the rest of this. And tell your friends about the show so it can grow. Subscribe on. It's just, I have to tell people to leave reviews now. My manager told me to tell people to leave reviews. So leave reviews, subscribe to the show, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, all that jazz. And thank you very much. I will see you when I see you, and I hope you have a great day.